Narcissists and cheating. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a bit spicy today. I am Coach Tobias Forst, founder of ACHILLES, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And I accompany you on your journey to your personal freedom. So right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, not every narcissist cheats. This is a highly individual, case-by-case basis. What does this depend on, whether or not a narcissist tends to cheat or not? It depends, as I said, on an individual basis on the following question. What are the most important sources of narcissistic supply for said narcissist? If sexuality is one of those major sources, they are bound to cheat on you sooner or later. Today I would like to go through 5 signs of the narcissist in your life cheating on you. Not all of those pertain exclusively to narcissists, but to cheaters in general, but especially the last one, number 5, which we will go through in great detail. This will be a long aspect, is particular to narcissists. So let's go through it one by one, shall we? Number 1, the cell phone is turned down. The display is not visible to you, and it's being made sure that you don't get a random glimpse of some push notification going through, some message by someone, or a picture that might accidentally pop up on the cell phone, so you can wonder who's that guy, who's that girl. That's an odd picture of a colleague to send you, something along those lines. The narcissist will make sure that you do not happen upon any news, any incriminating information leading to implications and unwanted questions on your part. So they make sure that you don't see what's happening on the cell phone. Number 2. Now, after number 1, you've gotten a glimpse. You found out about a name, find it strange times of texting when it comes to your partner, who turns out to be a narcissist. And questions arise, and you ask those questions. Who is that? Who's that colleague? Why are you texting at 1 in the morning? And what happens now? That's number 2. That's of help to you. Are you being gaslit at this point? Are you being paranoid? You must be overworked. A real man, a real woman wouldn't ask such a question. If you're being gaslighted at this point, be very mindful, because you've just stumbled upon an ore. You've stumbled upon oil basically in the ground. So follow the trail. Number 3. Traces of cosmetics and traces on the body. Is there something perceivable like lipstick at the collar of the shirt? Are there any temporary markings on the skin around the throat, the neck, or elsewhere? Any new curious scents on them, something you sniff, and they're not theirs, they're not his, they're not hers, but they must be from someone else. And where do the scratch marks on the back maybe come from? Unless your partner is Russian and regularly wrestles with Siberian brown bears, then those don't come from sports. So keep your eyes out for markings of traces of cosmetics. That goes for you as well, gentlemen. For example, I had a case with a client once when he had a bit of a similar beard to mine, and he used beard oil and very occasionally, like 6 times a year. And his then girlfriend, at some point, she was red around the lips and the chin, slightly irritated skin, and he asked what happened. And he had a full beard like I have, but more hair, much longer, much greater length to it. And she said, yeah, she allegedly had allergies to his beard oil, but he knew that at this point in time, for at least a week, he hadn't worn the beard oil, and the traces in her face were very new. So he found out by that, first of all, that this was a type of gaslighting when it comes to cosmetics that men use, and also that the face and the parts of the face that were reddened in this woman's face in particular had the distinct traces of her intensely kissing a short-bearded man. So be mindful as step number 3, ladies and gentlemen, or aspects number 3. Number 4, plans are being made without you. That depends now on the following subsequent step. You're now offering to do this activity together, not just him or her plus his or her buddy or girlfriend, basically, and you're being met with a vehemence to not participate. And there's going to be an elaborate ploy to make it plausible why you can't join in. So listen closely. What's being said? Does it make sense? Is the reaction adequate to your question? You know, I got spare time. I can come with you guys for like the next 3 hours. Is your presence wanted or actively discouraged in a very vehement and direct way? Last but not least, aspect number 5, how you can spot if or if not your narcissistic partner is cheating on you. The mirroring of shame. This is a big one, and it is very particular to narcissists. The mirroring of shame. Let's say you're having a plan of traveling for the next 2 to 3 days by yourself, or let's say if you're a man with one of your good buddies, or let's say if you're a woman with one of your closest girlfriends. And your narcissistic partner in each of those cases all of a sudden has a big problem with you going there. It could be your business trip. It could be some plan, whichever plan, it doesn't really matter. The uniting aspect of all of those different plans right now is it does not include the narcissist. So what will you have to hear? Paranoia, trying to guilt you, trying to shame you. Why are you going there? There are women there, you know, and you probably wanna sleep with them, or vice versa for you ladies. And the intensity is ever increasing. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, nothing has yet even happened. You haven't even been in the car on the way to location B for this 3-day trip. You're still there. You're being talked to. Now you're being screamed at. Now the person you're talking to decides to smash a glass or a plate. Or cry, for that matter, while we're at it. Why not? everything's being put in, nothing has happened. But it's the biggest catastrophe of this year, apparently, according to them. So be very mindful, because this is a spiral, and it's ever increasing in speed and in length and in intensity. Now, what follows during step 5 is usually the victim mentality. Because all of a sudden it's about your colleague, male or female. Pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen, because you found them more interesting anyway than your narcissistic partner. You don't even love them anymore. I love this sentence, ladies and gentlemen, because this is one of the best unwitting pieces of advice that you will ever get from a narcissist. You don't love me anymore. Now there's a hint, and I wish for you at some point to not love them anymore, because it is all one-sided. It has always been that way. It is that way. It will always be that way. In cases like these, sometimes you can actually, constructively, listen to the advice of a narcissist. So to conclude aspect number 5, how you can spot a cheating narcissist. There is one very important thing I would like to point out to you now, because something has already happened just now. They're trying to push all the shame and the guilt and that negative feeling and the accusations onto you. Why is that? Narcissists, as we know and recall right now, cannot regulate their own emotions of their own accord. They require someone else. They require you for an external regulator mechanism for their own feelings. And what feelings are they trying to so desperately regulate right now? The feelings of shame and guilt, because they have already cheated on you. I'll repeat that. They have already cheated on you when they try to put the blame and the shame onto you for your future trip to some place. Because as they already have cheated on you, you must be going to location B in order to cheat on them. There is simply no other possibility in their minds. And a good measure is how intense does it get when it comes to the blame game that's trying to be mirrored and put onto you. If it's very intense, the shame must be very great. It must be very recent or very frequent. Eyes open, ladies and gentlemen, eyes open. And last but not least, before we come to the conclusion, a warning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Like borderliners, narcissists who choose to or require cheating as a source of narcissistic supply from someone else other than you, tend to do so with a high degree of risk affinity. They don't care about safety, to put it short. And if the narcissist in your life doesn't really care about intimate safety and requires going after that intimacy with other people on a regular, frequent basis, the risk is much higher for them to contract something that you, in turn, might also contract. So if you have evidence, an inkling clues, whichever, that this is happening, be very careful and put precautions into play so that you and your physicality stay safe. Lest you contract the gift that keeps on giving, ladies and gentlemen. This is of vital importance because they don't care. They don't care, but you do, as you should. So, to conclude, so just put a helmet on the guy, or ladies insist that your guy does so, because everything else is just unnecessary risk. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion. 3 aspects I would like you to take from this video when it comes to narcissists and cheating. Respect your gut feeling. Your body and your subconscious and your mind, they have wonderful radar stations all over. And they let you know, usually silently, that something is off, that something just isn't right. Respect your gut feeling. Number 2, gather clues, collect evidence, gather data. Number 3, maintain your frame, ladies and gentlemen. Your frame of mind is you knowing the truth and reality, what is and what is not. And when you know that you're going on a 3-day trip to some sunny coastline in order to relax, read a good book and be away from people, then your reality and your frame is that you're going to a beach to read something, to have a change of scenery and to relax and to unwind. And it is not the gaslighting attempt that you must be going there to sleep with some women or to sleep with some men. Maintain your frame, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of your best anti-gaslighting tools that you will ever possess. Be your own hero and be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.